Hello and welcome to the latest instalment of the Rangers Women Supporters Group podcast. As always, I'm joined by Alan and Car. How are you both doing?
Freezing.
Freezing. Alan, what were you going to say?
Doing good, thanks.
Doing good. One good, one not so good. That's fine. That's a good start. So we are here to talk about the game that happened Wednesday. We played Queen's Park in a rather lovely summer's evening. Rain pouring down, wind swirling about. Just what you're wanting, Alan.
Yeah, it brings to mind one of the Scottish words we all love, the reek. You know, it was horrible weather to be out in, but probably better for the players actually than anybody watching. At least they were getting to run about.
Well, that is true. We had the big jackets and that back out, so that's always depressing when we're getting back to that stage. But anyway, we'll crack on with the football. We started with Fife and goals, Nick Dock, Leah Eddy, Cathy Hill and Raf at the back. Then Tess Badag, Brogan Hay, Kirsty Howitt, Rio Hardy, Lizzie Arnott and Chelsea Cornett also playing Car. I hate the way that they put the team on the Rangers thing, so like that's not how they set up. But what did you think of the team? I think you were a bit disappointed with who was in goals, maybe?
Well, a little bit, because I hope we're not going back to that 2 games and then swapping the goalie over. I know Jenna needs to play at some point, but it seems a bit... I know it's only Queen's Park, it doesn't really matter, it's not that deep. But a few notable absentees, Wilco being dropped, making me look like an absolute fool for insisting that it would never happen a month of Sundays, and then it happens. But also the bench was a bit light, it's a bit weird. No Jodie, no Lev. Very worrying. And also Camille's not shown up yet. It must be the rain. She's not enjoying the Scottish weather or something. So it's a bit weird, but I was happy with it. I'm not going to complain too much. Just don't like us changing goalies, or should we just keep one? Rick?
Yeah, Alan, on the bench we had Vic Esson, Mia McCauley, Ailey Austin, Laura Berry, Sophie Black, Katie Wilkinson and Lily Boyce. So mostly youngsters in there, but obviously as Cara said, a few injuries and whatnot going on, but still fairly reasonable bench considering the youngsters that come on are quite good.
Definitely, I think the team was strong enough that we'd expect a convincing win. And then you've got sort of Mia, Katie Wilkinson on the bench, you've got Ailey on the bench, and you're looking at it as a good chance to get game time for at least one of the youngsters that was away in the training camp in the summer. So a couple of absentees we probably didn't expect, but I think Liv was just a precaution. She was just rested. She had a wee bit of a calf problem, I think. So apart from that, would have been nice to see Jodie and Kirsty McLean carry on their sort of comeback, but nothing to worry about the lineup. I do agree that I'm not delighted to see the change of goalkeeper. Just 2 games into the season, hoping we're not going back down that road. But, you know, Queen's Park's a game, it's quite easy to change your keeper and not notice any difference.
Yep, definitely. So, Car, we started the game, and I don't know if it was the weather or what was going on, or whether it was the change to the team, but it was a very slow, kind of sluggish start. Created a few chances, but we're really making hard work at it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was the weather, but if you can't play in the wind and the rain, you're going to struggle to play in Scotland 90% of the year. So they need to, as Joe said, in our post-match, figure out a way past that and find solutions. But yeah, it was almost like the start of the Aberdeen game. We just started really slow, a lot of slack passing, just a bit disjointed and all over the place. So not what you want to see when you're expecting a goal fest and a really good game, but I suppose sometimes that happens, but it's not really good enough, is it?
No, it wasn't. And Alan, we had to wait until the 17th minute to score against Queen's Park, and it was Kirsty Howitt finally getting back on the score sheet. A good enough goal to kind of kick us on, but took so long to come in. We're so used to kind of quick starts with Katie Wilkinson being on the park now, but we had to wait a wee bit of time, but a goal worth the wait.
Definitely, and it was good to see Kirsty get off the mark for the season. You don't want any strikers playing too many games into the season and not getting any goals. So we did obviously look for earlier goals than that, but the crosses weren't quite finding the target coming into the box early in the game. So, it was, as you say, it was quite scrappy. Passes weren't quite hitting. They were maybe overhit or behind the attackers, and it just didn't seem to click in the game. But you did hope once Kirsty had scored that would open the floodgates.
Yep, and it did. Cardiff started getting quite a few goals after that. The next one was Chelsea getting on the score sheet again, and I think she's one of the players that once she scores one, she's going to keep scoring, and it's proved to be the case yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, another kind of scrappy goal, Lizzie involved again, even though I don't know if she's credited with the assist on this one, I don't really know, but she's involved anyway. Puts the ball in, and Kirsty's kind of reaching, she doesn't get to it, and Chelsea's just kind of at the back post or whatever post it is, and kind of bundles it over the line, and she's off the mark again, and everyone looked buzzing for her, which is, it's good. You want Chelsea to be scoring, you want the midfield to be contributing, but there was a few goals like that where putting balls in and it just seemed to miss everyone, so I'm glad Chelsea was there to put it in.
Yep. After that, Allenby then scored again. Brogan Hay getting a goal. It was a bit of a kind of stramash in the box, a bit of the ball kind of bobbling about all over the place. But obviously good to see Brogan getting a goal as well.
Definitely, I think Rio might end up credited with an assist. I don't think she necessarily meant it. I think Rio's trying to get shot off herself, and it just sort of fell to Brogan, who made sure that she didn't miss. It was only a few yards out, and the sort of position you want Brogan to be in if the ball's coming from the other side. So exactly what we wanted to do. We're starting to turn the screw at this point. So, it was encouraging, and that's sort of Kirsty and Brogan. But at that point now, off the mark for a season, and hopefully the first of many.
Yeah, definitely. Once we were getting these goals, they were kind of kicked into gear a bit. The next one to get on the score sheet was Rio Hardy, and she was really needing to kind of get a goal again, kind of get her going, because she seems to have been struggling so far this season. So it was good to get her on the score sheet, and it was a good goal. She kind of just pinched the ball off of the defender and ran straight through and stuck it away, as Rio does.
Yeah, I mean, exactly what you're wanting for her, a bit of confidence. It's a really good goal. She just kind of nicks the ball, runs, I don't know, quarter of the pitch, however long it is, and thinks the past the keeper. You couldn't ask for much better, and I think it will help her confidence, because obviously with Wilco coming in, scoring a bar load of goals, Kirsty's off the mark now. Everyone else is kind of chipping in, which is good for everyone. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come, that we can all settle down and everyone else can get involved with it. But a really good worked goal from Rio there, exactly what you're wanting.
Yep, and the final goal of the half was scored by Cathy Hill, Alan, and yet another assist from Lizzie Arnott. She's just, as we keep saying, doing really well so far this season, but good for Cathy to get in amongst the goals, so that the goals are kind of spread across the team.
100%, and I think one of the biggest positives you've seen last night was how much effort we've clearly been putting in on the training pitch on set pieces. It was probably overkill on corners. The players looked a wee bit too hesitant, trying to make sure they were sort of doing the right thing and doing the routines properly. But that Cathy's goal was a low sort of ball in, clearly planned by Lizzie. Chelsea's sort of jumped over it, and then Cathy's just swept it in behind her. So that was a really well worked goal, and kind of an example of how much work's been done in set pieces, which should bear fruits and bring a lot of goals this season.
Yeah, and Car, on that point, I think a couple of times they were a bit confused at which set piece they were doing at which time, and Joe was kind of shouting at them as if, "Come on, we'll practice this, this what's going to happen." But as Alan says, they are obviously have been working on it, and it's paying off so far.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously different things they've been trying, because almost every corner was something a little bit different, but it did look like they were all a bit confused and didn't know who was taking them at points, and it was a bit all over the place, which will come when Joe's obviously teaching them new things and they're all trying to work out who's taking what with when, whoever's on the pitch. So it was quite funny actually watching them at points when everyone's kind of standing there not knowing what was going on. But that was a really good free kick. I don't normally just kind of put them into the box, but that was a beautiful one, just really low. Chelsea's lovely step over, Kathy getting a goal. So as Alan said, it's good that we're working on that and it is paying off. But sometimes a corner can just go straight into the box and we'll cut out some of the nonsense.
Yeah, you really don't like those short corners, do you?
I mean, it's fine, it works, but it wasn't really working last night.
No, I think the conditions were kind of against us when they just weren't going to work last night. So we went in 5-0 up at half time, Alan. We probably could have been 6 or 7 at that point, but 5-0 was fairly reasonable for the kind of night we had and the chances we took.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the biggest chance it was probably missed was you'd probably have looked for Leah Eddy to score that a header at the back post. You know, it should maybe just stretching a wee bit as it came across. But 5-0, obviously we're greedy, we wanted more. But you're thinking, given the conditions, given how well Queen's Park were working, because we've got to say, we said at the game, you know, that we're really impressed by how organised they were and how hard they were working. And given the conditions, you know, it was surprising if they were going to keep that up for 90. So really wanted to push on the second half and make the most of playing against a part-time team in the conditions.
Yeah, Kat, and then at half time, Wilco comes on, Lizzie goes off for a bit of a rest. But again, they'd had a wee rest and they started really slow and sluggish again rather than coming out and kicking on like Joe probably told them to do. They were just that slow and trying things over and over again that weren't working, but they kept trying them rather than be like, right, this isn't working, we'll try something else.
Yeah, I don't know if they just didn't want to come back out and play in the rain. They probably got dry and warm again and then they had to come back out to that. But it's not really an excuse. They should be able to just kick on and get on with it. I mean, it's Queen's Park who've just come up. I've already shipped a lot of goals, so it should be easy enough for us to break that down and work around it. But again, slack passing. Queen's Park actually got a couple of chances. One, I don't know, it was a long range effort, but it didn't really catch Jenna, but it could have. So we're kind of taking the eye off the ball a little bit. We're just getting a little bit lax with it at times. So as you say, it just took a few minutes, well, more than a few minutes for us to kick back into gear, which shouldn't be the case. We should always be switched on and ready to go. So I can see why Joe was frustrated by that, and we were all getting a bit frustrated by it at times as well.
Yeah, then Chelsea was very unlucky. I think she had a really good shot, and I think the keeper tipped it kind of onto the bar, but no corner came for it, which obviously the keeper wasn't going to shout for, but it was a good save from her. But Chelsea just really unlucky that she never seen it hit the back of the net.
Yeah, definitely. It was probably hitting the bar anyway, but if it wasn't for a touch for the keeper, it might have hit the underside and went in. You know, it was a brilliant strike and very unlucky. Probably if it had been into one of the corners, you know, it would have been in and the keeper would have had no chance. But I don't know how neither the ref or the assistant didn't spot what was quite clearly a hand on it from the keeper. But, you know, largely the referee was actually pretty good, and I'll sit here and slate him most weeks, but the referee was actually pretty decent last night on the whole.
Yeah, a nice change that is. So Karen, we had a few other kind of chance attempts, but nothing was really going in, and then Kirsty Howitt again steps up and gets her second of the game, helped by Wilco, a nice ball for Wilco to kind of set her on her way. She goes round the keeper, and where she could have missed, it went in quite nicely.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really tight angle, so the fact that it hit the back of the net is quite impressive, actually. But Wilco out wide is certainly interesting. Don't know if that's something that's going to, you know, come up again. But at that point, it was kind of a weird formation. Wilco was sitting a lot deeper, which you said to me you didn't like, and I didn't really like it either. I don't think she works very well there. She needs to kind of be at the top. So it came to fruition at that point. But again, Kirsty just rounds the keeper straight in at a tight angle. Can't ask for much better. When confidence low, she could have really easily missed that. So it's good that she's got a double on the day, which will do wonders for her confidence and hopefully for going into Sunday, get that boost that we need.
Yeah, and then We got some substitutes. Mia Macaulay and Laura Berry came on, and Rafferty and Hardy went off. So Raf getting 63 minutes, Alan, when we were kind of surprised that she was going to be in the team after the knock she took at the weekend.
Yeah, that was probably one of the biggest surprises when the team came out. So absolutely delighted that she's obviously passed all the concussion tests and whatever else, and she's been fit to play. So building her minutes up at the start of the season, you can see the experience and the composure she's going to bring to the team and add. So seeing her get an hour after only getting 10 minutes at the weekend was a big bonus last night.
Good to see, obviously, Mia and Laura coming on as well, Car, because they came up through the ranks together, so their link-up plays, they basically know each other inside it, so they were trying a few things and wasn't quite coming off, but it was good to see that they've got that relationship still and they're bringing it into the first team.
Yeah, I think it's good when you've got players like that can work in pairs. They know each other really well, play together at the national level as well. So they've got that really good relationship, which you could see they've obviously been working on things together. So it's nice that they're getting some minutes as well. We've got to really use the whole squad at points if we're going to be, I can't think of the word, successful this season. So we don't, so we don't run out of steam, where we kind of dry up a little bit goals wise, that kind of thing. So it's nice that those two can come on, get some minutes when, we've brought in really experienced players. So there's going to be a chance. And then Lizzie's really picked up again this season. So there's a chance that they could be sidelined a little bit. So it's nice that Joe's rotating that way and they're getting some minutes too.
Yeah, it's the experience that showed Alan as well. Wilco getting yet another goal. Really good work by Brogan as well to get the assist. I think it was Wilco was taking the free kick, which we were like, this is either going to go into the wall or it's going to go right into the back of the net. But it went into the wall, kind of goes a bit. Brogan hits it back into the box, and Wilco sticks it away to the surprise of absolutely no one.
To the surprise of absolutely no one, but I think the key to that goal was actually just keep the ball alive. Free kick had hit the wall, we're interested to see Katie Wilkinson taking the free kick. So, it didn't work out directly, but we put the work in, made sure that we kept the ball alive. And obviously Katie came on and was playing quite deep, sort of almost in a central midfield sort of role. So Katie got for a forward on this sort of attack, and she gets in the box, she's going to score goals, and that's exactly what she did.
And then the next goal comes from Laura Berry, Car, to make it 8-0. It was a bit of a mess with the goalkeeper, really, and Laura just tidied it up as she does. But good for her confidence to get some more minutes and add another goal to her tally.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a poacher's goal, isn't it? She's where she needs to be. She sees the keeper make a mistake and she's right there. She just tap it in. Can't really ask for much more. Some players might not like that. They don't want to see to be interfering with the goalie, getting in the way, potentially hurt them. So, but she's just there and just taps it home. Good cross in from Mia as well to kind of get that ball into that area. So that link-up play working yet again, and Laura getting another goal. I think that's her second goal now for in 3 games. So you can't ask for much better when she's not playing 90 minutes. So yeah, really good.
Yep, good clinicalness from the strikers is what we like. And then Sophie Black and Ailey Austin come on, and Tess Medag and Brogan Hay went off. I think it was a really good shift from both Tess and Brogan, Alan, who deserved a wee rest. And then obviously the youngsters coming on to show their energy, and I think Sophie Black's showing some real promise.
Definitely, she was flying into some tackles, and it's quite easy for somebody Sophie Black's age to come in and be quite timid in the first team and no look to get too involved and just make easy passes. But she's committing to tackles, she's committing to making forward passes, trying not just to take the easiest pass possible and always pass back the way. She's looking to get involved and make good angles. There's probably a couple of times she could have been maybe a bit more aggressive and running forward when she was played through. But it's maybe I don't know her game well enough to know if that's part of her game or she's more a sort of sitting midfielder that doesn't have a forward going instinct, but she was getting into really good positions. She was always available for taking a pass, even under pressure. So, very, very encouraging start to her Rangers career.
Absolutely. And then the final goal of the game come on the 95th minute, Car. At the time, we thought it was Cathy that had put it in, but it turned out to be an own goal. Just a simple ball over the top for Nick, hoping that somebody was going to get on the end of it, and a Queen's Park player did and put it at the back of their own net.
I know, I felt dead bad for the lassie when I watched the highlights back, because she just looks absolutely mortified, because Nick Big Shoe puts the ball into the area. I thought Cathy had got to it as well, but it literally just comes off the lassie and into the back of the net. Makes it 9-0. We wanted more, but you can't really be too mad at 9, can you?
Yes. We'll come to that.
But last minute of the game, we're still working on things, which does give me confidence, because they aren't just kind of giving it up. The game's nearly done. It's cold. I just want to get in. They're still putting balls into the box, so I'm not mad about that part of it.
Yeah, Cathy picks up the ball, runs back, gets the game restarted, Alan. And then Elios, I think, had a couple of chances, but was just really unlucky. And then that was kind of it for the game, finished 9-0. But good, Elios keeps coming on, and she's desperate for a goal. So I really hope she gets it this weekend coming. But we'll see if that happens or not. But she's just another really good youngster that's coming on and really pushing to get more minutes.
Definitely, and quite possibly she'll play it that wee bit further forward this season as an option out wide. So she got 17 or 18 minutes last night, probably over 20, but length of her injury time at the ref played. But good to see her make an impact. She's always keen to get in the ball. She's quite happy to take her full back on. And she'll be disappointed with herself, no scoring with a chance she had at the back post, but she's very Rachel McLaughlin-esque, then she needs no encouragement to take a shot going forward. So I'm pretty sure that Ailey will get more game time than she did last year, and she'll score more goals than she did last year.
Yeah, definitely. Do you agree with that, Cash? Ailey Austin, the next Rachel McLaughlin, potentially?
Well, maybe that's why I've taken to Ailey so well, because she does kind of embody that. I mean, she's not scared to take a shot on, whereas most of last night we were trying to walk it into the net, and then Ailey comes on and just absolutely hammers one, and it's unfortunate that it doesn't go in. So I like players that will take those shots rather than trying to do the fancy stuff and trying to walk it in and be all technical when they've packed the box. Just hit it, just take the shot, and you never know what will happen. So I think that's why I like Ailey so much, and the fact she's very versatile, can play in the back line, play up front, play in the midfield, she's probably played goalkeeper at this point. Same with Tess. But
would you have had goals or Jenna or Vic though?
I mean, if it's out of the three of them, probably Vic. I would maybe go Jenna next, just purely because she doesn't have experience, and I've never actually seen her playing goal. I don't want to tarnish my liking of her.
So Alan, the game finishes 9-0. I think we would all have expected it to be a bit higher. Jo seemed a bit disappointed at the media when she was doing it with obviously the official club channel, so we'll hear first what she was saying to you. But I think she was kind of right. If we'd never had the two sloppy spells at the start of both halves, I think we probably would have scored more goals.
I think we'd probably have scored more goals had we just made a better start. I think we'd have settled into the game a lot better, and it would have carried on from there, and it would have probably tired Queens out even more and gave us a chance to really turn the screw in the second half. We're looking at it, we scored 4 goals in the second half when we should really be doing better in the second half against a part-time team than we do in the first half. So that probably is a wee bit disappointing. But we can't be so scared by sort of last season and the goal difference situation that, we're completely devastated at 9-0 wins. It should have been a lot more, I think if feeling around us in the stand was just exactly as Jo felt, that at no point did it really seem to click for us. We didn't see the team playing especially well, but we still came away clean sheet, 3 clean sheets on the bounce in the league. We've scored on our 9 goals. Just take a win and move on and go into Sunday.
Yeah, Car, it feels kind of silly to be sitting here 9-0 win, another clean sheet, but to still have that tinge of disappointment. And Joe, we kind of thought we were being a bit harsh, but then Joe came out and said kind of the same thing. So it's just the high standards that we've got at the club as Rangers fans, but obviously Joe's kind of embodying that as well and pushing the standards to the team as well every day to say we're better than this, we should be more ruthless, relentless, especially when you expect Queens to kind of tire, but they didn't really, but considering the conditions and everything, but it was just that tinge of disappointment that we really should have been in double figures at least.
Yeah, I mean, if we could have won 20-0, and if we'd still performed the same way, I think we'd still be a little bit annoyed because we know that we can play a lot better than we did. We're a much better team than. I'm not saying we played that badly. It makes it sound like it was a horrendous game and we just managed to score 9 goals on accident. But it just is that thing, though, where we can play a lot better. We know how to break teams. Well, most of the time we know how to break teams down and score better goals than that. Whereas we were just getting sucked into getting it to the box and then it being hit away and then someone else trying again, and it just kept kind of happening over and over. And then balls being played in and just not too much on them, not enough on them, ended up going out, and players looked like they couldn't bother running after it at points. And I get it, it's pouring rain, it's cold, it's nighttime, what have you, but we are better than that. So I think the players will be a little bit disappointed that they didn't give 100%, but it's only the 3rd game of the season, so I'm giving them a little bit of leeway here, but they should have done a lot better, and I think they know that. And Jo, I think it's the same thing that happens on Sunday. She'll be flinging kettles around the dressing room. Maybe that'll be Liv's job as soon as she's on kettle duty.
So, a player of the match, Alan?
Probably Chelsea, the work that she put in the middle of the park. It was obviously not the best night. It wasn't the best conditions, but Chelsea put in a power of work. She's getting into positions more to score, and as we said at the weekend, hopefully that's her about to hit a hot streak of goals. So I'd vote for Chelsea.
Good stuff, Kat.
I think I'll stick with Kathy. I said at the game last night that Kathy was for me because her work rate last night was exceptional. She, was tracking back and flinging herself to get the ball back at times when we did put a slack pass in and they were, getting closer to her goal. So for me, I think Kathy was a standout.
Yeah, I was going to say Kathy as well, but there was obviously, I think we had Lizzie and Brogan in there as well for her player vote on X, formerly known as Twitter. So I think they also went in for a good shoot, but yeah, I think Kathy just sneaks it for me as well. So Alan, you spoke to Joe and Kirsty after the game. So do you want to let us know what they were saying? It?
Yeah, I'll just find that. Give me. Joe, that was a big win, but probably a lot tougher than the score suggested.
I mean, it's difficult because it's 9-0 and I wasn't particularly impressed with our performance. I said to the girls at the end, it's tough because she's winning 9-0, scoring 9 goals, keeping a clean sheet, and we're not happy. Just didn't think we were at it. I don't think we were at it from minute 1. Said that at half time. Difficult moments, but we did it ourselves. Caused ourselves some problems. We've got to take that out of our game. We've got to make sure that we're dealing with opponents appropriately and playing the game as it is. Weather didn't help tonight. Conditions didn't help. It's tough. The wind's swirling around, so it's hard to play those types of balls that was our out balls tonight. So I get that, but we still need to be better in moments and continue to play our non-negotiables as we do. And when we do it well, you can see the result in it. So yeah, not particularly happy with the performance, but happy with a clean sheet and 9 goals.
You happy with the players who came into the team tonight and the minutes that are going into the legs?
Who in particular? Who do you mean?
Any of the players you brought in to start?
Yeah, I mean, 3-game week. We've got to get some minutes into everyone, and we've got to rotate the squad as and when we can, whilst trying to maintain some consistency in relationships and performances along the way. As I said, they don't just come into the team just to be given minutes. They've got to earn it. They've got to train well. So everybody played their part tonight. It was important for us to get minutes into certain players, but yeah, I think it's important that we keep using our squad wisely.
Camilla Fay obviously joined last week. How much an influence was Donald Gilly's knowledge of the American scene?
Yeah, absolutely. It's important that we have got a vast knowledge in the club and we use it. You can see that we're quite particular in our recruitment and where we want to go. I think it's important that we've got a process in place, and we're starting to do that now. We're starting to use it a lot more, using the knowledge that we've got and using the resources within the club. So, yeah, it's a good time for us to move forward and progress in that area.
Just finishing on Camille, when will she be ready to be included in the squads?
She should be ready soon. We got her. Obviously, we don't have as long off as most of the teams, and when they finished late on, and then you join late on in pre-season, kind of miss pre-season, it's tough. So we've got to be careful whether we're not to push her too soon. So we're doing what we need to do. She's progressing well, and hopefully we'll see her soon.
Well, thanks a lot, John. Right. What's your take on that, Laura?
Good to hear finally an explanation of where Camille is. I'm assuming it's always because she was playing over in France and then retirements and stuff. So that's good that she'll be ready soon. Another player in through the door. But yeah, I think Joe just basically kind of echoed what she said on the official channels about the kind of disappointment that we've obviously touched on. So yeah, not much more to say.
You, Car, anything to jump on there?
Why was there an elephant in the background? That's my question. It genuinely sounds like there's an elephant in the background at the end. No, that's not my actual takeaway, but it does sound like that. I mean, she sounds gutted, doesn't she? Which is like exactly what you want from your manager. When a performance isn't good enough, you want her to be able to admit that and not just sugarcoat it. Well, it's 9-0, we've not conceded yet, what have you. She's willing to admit that we played ourselves into a corner at points and we kind of almost beat ourselves at points. So I'm glad that she understands that, and that we're not just really harsh critics of the team, and that we're on the same wavelength as Joe.
Yeah, there was definitely no elephants there at the time, but because of the weather, they decided that we'd do the interviews in this first floor foyer. And so people coming down the stairs because I did notice we've started offering VIP at Broadwood, so there's people coming down the stairs from that. So that's probably something people want to find out more about, especially nights like last night when it would have been quite nice to be behind the class.
Definitely. So hear from Kirsty now.
Yeah, a couple of minutes speaking to Kirsty, so here's what she had to say. Kirsty, actually on the goal trail for the season, how happy were you?
Yeah, obviously I want to be scoring goals, so happy to contribute tonight. I think it's good to score 9 goals, always is. We could probably be quite disappointed with how we played overall, but I think what's pleasing is we still managed to get the 9 goals, so we'll take it.
What were the conditions like for you to play in? Sometimes players like those conditions, sometimes they don't.
Look, we knew what the weather was going to bring tonight. We can't make excuses for that. It's obviously the same for us and for Queen's Park. I think the pitch actually having a bit of water on it helps us at times. But yeah, I mean, it was windy, it was wet, but we're in Scotland, so we used to.
Got a few new players in the squad. As somebody that's been here for quite a while, how do you help them settle in?
It's just about being as welcoming as possible. I think the girls have been great, personality-wise, coming in, they've fit in really well. We always pride ourselves on welcoming new players, helping them settle in, getting used to how we play and what goes on around the building. So they've all been brilliant since coming in, and there's probably a lot more to see from them as well.
played a wee bit deeper at times at the start of the season. How much have you enjoyed that, getting more involved?
Yeah, it's different. It's something that I've not really done before, but Joe's put me in there and trusted me to do that job. And it's been good getting into those kind of pockets, deeper pockets, and kind of linking the play a little bit more. But yeah, I'll do whatever needs to be done to help the team out.
How much are you looking forward to Sunday and getting to the end of the 3-game week?
Yeah, it's good. It's obviously tough to have a 3-game week so early on in the season, but that's why we've done the work we've done in pre-season and prepared. Looking forward to another challenging game. Going up to Montrose is never easy, so we expect a really tough challenge up there. We'll get in Friday, we'll rest, recover tomorrow at home, and then work starts again Friday for Sunday.
Well, thanks a lot, and well done, Kirsty.
Thanks.
Good stuff. I think she's kind of echoed what we've said as well, Cash, about the disappointment from obviously Joe and from us. So good to see that everybody's kind of on the same hymn sheet, and we'll kick on Sunday and hopefully rectify that a bit.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't agree with her that going up to Montrose is difficult. I've never played for Rangers. I've never played against Montrose, but we've never struggled against them. So that's. I mean, maybe it is difficult. I don't know, but it doesn't appear like it's difficult. So, but everything else she said, I fully agree with. They can't make excuses. They need to step it up come Sunday. We've got to remember we're only 2 weeks away from Champions League against Arsenal, who's going to be a lot more of a challenge than we've currently faced. So really need to step it up and everybody be on their A game. So I'm glad that they're feeling a little bit disappointed, and hopefully they turn it back on Sunday.
I think she's maybe more referring to the conditions up shows the bus travel rather than a half-hour travel. It's like a couple hours travel, so probably difficult for that aspect. So Ali, we do face Montrose on Sunday, 4:10 kick-off. Tickets are available from Montrose, and it's also on BBC Alba, but if you can get along, obviously head up that way. But should be fairly similar match to what we faced last night, but another game that we need to try and score quite a few goals and put in a better performance.
Definitely, I think that's going to be the biggest thing that it'll be looked for, especially from Joe and the team, is make sure the performance level goes up quite a few gears from last night. I think the game shouldn't pose any sort of banana skins for us. I don't think there's anything to worry about there, but let's hope we go up there, we win the game early, and then go on and play with some freedom and really express ourselves and put on a performance. It's a chance for people to go and get more game time. It's a chance for people to get further into their stride. Everybody's talking about Rio looks a bit short in confidence, but she's got 3 goals in 3 games, which is pretty decent going. Laura Berry, Kirsty Howard, both 2 goals each. Kate Wilkinson, just sensational, sitting in 8 goals after 3 games. So definitely a chance to go and impress. I'd expect Liv will be back in the middle of the park. Lizzie will be starting again, just causing all sorts of problems. And I'm pretty sure whoever's likely to play right back for Montrose is not particularly looking forward to Sunday's shift.
No, I don't think so. So a score prediction, Alan?
I think I went for 12-0 when I put it on a predictor. I went back to Katie for a first goal.
Yeah, I was going to stick with my 11, but I think maybe round that up to 12 was quite a good idea. Cash, you about the same?
I'll round down then. I'll go 10 again.
Well, that never worked last night. So.
But I don't know. I don't know whether to just go Laura Berry and whether Joe will start her and then I'll get egg on my face and not get it right yet again, or if I just go with Rio and hope that she sticks with her form. I'll go with that. I'll go with Rio. 10 now, Rio. She doesn't score them all. She's first goal scorer.
Wilco would not be happy with that. I think I'll go Wilco first goal scorer again. I think she'll be back starting and scoring as she does. So, Alan, do you want to give us a kind of loan review and then see how we got with the score predictor?
Yeah, the loan review was quite short. There are no SWPL2 games last night. Emily Payton couldn't play, as obviously she's on loan at Queen's Park, who we were playing. Mason Clark came on after 54 minutes for Motherwell and helped him get back into the game, at least briefly. 4 minutes on the park and she's got an assist, but Motherwell faded, it seemed, looking at the match report, and lost 5-1. Then Casey McKenna played 90 minutes for Spartans. They went down 2-1 against Partick, so they've run a very good Partick team, quite close. So that was quite a short loan review this week, but it'll be hopefully more game time at the weekend when Livingston and Hamilton and Gartcairn are all back in action. In terms of the score predictor, the best score last night was Billy Kane, who's a newcomer this season, so he got 20 points. Very few people had Aberdeen winning it against Montrose, but clearly getting rid of what was surprisingly a very unpopular manager, has done wonders for Aberdeen. So maybe they might not quite be as dead and buried as people had him written off after the first game. And Glasgow City beating Hearts, quite a few people had Hearts taking something for that game, so that diluted the points that a lot of people got. But the next round's already up on the Facebook group, so if you want to join in, get involved. And if you're Callum Ross, just remember to put your predictions in, or you'll definitely finish bottom in the house.
Yeah, definitely. I think the midweek games are the ones that kind of catch people out, but definitely make sure that you put your scores in for this week. So we'll leave it there, and we'll hopefully see quite a few of you at the game on Sunday, the end of the 3-game week. As always, my thanks to Alan and Car for joining me.
Thanks, Laura.
Cheers, Laura.
We'll see you next time.